As you learn some chords on the guitar, the next step is to change between those chords seamlessly and in time with each other. And that's what we're going to look at in this lesson today. Hey there, I'm Owen Vickers from Guitar Mastery Method. We have taught tens of thousands of guitarists all around the world just like you to really improve their guitar playing. In a previous lesson, we looked at the E minor chord. It's a simple chord to just get started if it's your first chord. Let me just go over it for you. So, second finger on the second fret of the A string, third finger on the second fret of the D string, and all the other strings open. If we take that chord and move both our fingers down one string, so second finger on the second fret of the D string, and third finger on the second fret of the G string, and strum 5 strings, so we don't play this lower string, start at this A string, strum down. That's an A sus2 chord. Now don't worry too much about the name of the chord, just think of it as an A, so E minor for the first chord. You can pick up those fingers, move them down one string, the A chord. So practice playing those two chords, just go in between them. Just strum it once, then pick up those fingers, move them down one string. When you're changing between those chords and lifting your fingers up, you don't need to lift your fingers very far away from the strings before you move them down. It's a lot more economical just to pick them up a tiny bit, move it down, as opposed to lifting them all the way off and then putting them back down. The next thing we're going to do is I'm going to put on my metronome and we're going to play the E minor chord for 1 bar or a count of 4. And then we're going to go and play the A sus2 chord for a count of 4 as well for a full bar. And then just go back and forward between the two. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. If you find that a little bit too fast changing between the chords there, just slow the metronome down to a pace that you feel comfortable at, and just make sure that you're hitting that chord on the 1 of the beat. So if you count along, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, etc. One thing you may find really helpful to do when you're changing between the chords is to think ahead and visualize what the next chord's going to be. So we're playing our E minor chord there. As soon as you strum that, just think, I've got to get to that A chord. Now where do my fingers go? So down one string, fret, and which strings am I playing? It'll mean that when it comes time to change to that chord, you're not suddenly having to get your brain activated and go, where do my fingers go? What am I playing? You'll already know ahead of time and you've seen it in your head where you're going to play. And that's how you can change between your first two chords. Practice this to a metronome at whatever pace you're comfortable with. And remember, think ahead of where that next chord's going to be. And you'll find that when it comes to chord changing time, you won't have that panic going on. I hope you enjoyed this video and I hope you got a lot out of it. If you could just click the subscribe button down below, you'll be notified of all of the new lessons coming up. Also, in the description box down below, I'll put a link to a guitar practice cheat sheet, which will show you exactly what you need to do every time you pick up your guitar to practice. See you in the next lesson.